Hi, my name is Mandy. I'm one of your student trustees at KCLSU.
Hello, my name is Jack Haywood and I am the KCLSU Vice President for Education for Health. So we are both student trustees of KCLSU. I am one of the full-time sabbatical officers and all 5 officers are also student trustees. So we work together doing our trustee duties, which include sitting on a trustee board about 6 times a year, where we make decisions about the direction and the values of KCLSU, including looking at their accounts, making sure everything is legal, and just generally ensuring we are fulfilling what we're meant to be doing, and that is representing students.
So the student trustees sit on the highest level of decision making at the King's Union. With the other student trustees and the lay trustees, we do make quite an influential impact in the way in which services are delivered to the union.
My role on a day-to-day basis is more of a representational role. I represent the over 13,000 healthcare students that we have at King's, spread across 5 different campuses. I work closely with the course and student reps to ensure that they are getting feedback from their students. That's getting to the right places within college in order to make change. I also run campaigns such as the Freeze the Fees campaign and ensuring that our students are getting the support they need, both in terms of mental health support, financial support and all sorts of things. I also have to sit on many college committees where decisions are made about curriculum, and the list goes on. I've never ever have the same day ever. So the Freeze the Fees campaign was set up by myself and the other student officers in September this year. The government want universities to increase their tuition fees, so basically removing the £9,000 cap that currently exists for home undergraduate students. What this means is that universities are allowed to increase their fees slowly, and this will also be related to teaching quality, which will be measured by something called the Teaching Excellence Framework, or the TEF. We are all in favour here at KCLSU for improving teaching quality. However, we are concerned that the TEF and the metrics which are involved in measuring teaching quality in the TEF are flawed and don't really represent what King's is all about. We will not achieve a very good rating under the TEF system, and we know this, and also college management are aware of this. Future fee rises would be linked to how well we do in the TEF. So we launched this campaign in order to ask King's, at least next year, to freeze any fee increments for new and returning home undergraduate students, as both sets of students were at risk. And then as an ongoing campaign, we also want to look at international and postgraduate fees and ensure that fees don't rise beyond 2018.
So in terms of support, I feel strongly supported by the union and the King staff. For example, we have many training sessions and away days to help us increase our skills. And we also have a buddy system who we get paired up with, who can contact us and we can contact them just to get a bit of an idea of what they do.
So our relationship with the university is generally very good. Obviously, we take into account that the university are here to educate us and they are trying to improve the student experience. However, they also have to run a business and make sure the university is sustainable. So their arguments for increasing fees is in order to do that. However, it is often difficult to get the student viewpoint across sometimes and balance up the reputational issues that this could cause, as well as any further debts or any further support that students may need from a fee increase. So while we've had lots of constructive conversations with university and university officials, we often do come across just some obstacles because of our different viewpoints and our different priorities. So there are several outcomes that could come from the Freeze the Fees campaign, all of which will be decided by the College Council. So we would like King's to commit to freezing fees in 2017 for all new and returning home undergraduate students. We would like them to not engage with the Teaching Excellence Framework, which at the moment is optional for each university to do so, and we want the university to say why they're not engaging with the TEF, and that is because we believe that the metrics are flawed. These would be the best outcomes we could get, However, we appreciate that we may not win on all of these, so we just want whatever the best outcome for our students can be, and any kind of compromises we can with that.
So I've just begun my journey as a student trustee. I think the biggest challenge I'm going to face is quickly learning all these new terms and ideas that I'm not familiar with, but I'm hoping with this training and support system that I'll be fine with it.
So my election was back in February now, and obviously I was running for one of the student officer roles, with trustee being included within that. And our elections are tiring, very competitive, and just very, very taxing, but very, very rewarding. I always said that even if I'd lost, I would have learned so much about what students want at King's, what the issues are, and I learned so much about the union as well. And obviously I'm very happy to have won the election, but I needed a good sleep afterwards.
Definitely. I think it is a great skill to actually have an experience, even if you don't win, just to go through that process. You talk to people, if you've got a minute with them, how can you quickly convey your message and ask them what they have in mind?
So I think the biggest challenges I faced being a trustee of the union is you are all of a sudden given this huge amount of responsibility. We have to sit, as we've already said, on boards, and we also have to set subcommittees underneath that board that then advise the board. So it's quite a complex structure. We get asked to make decisions about things that we don't really, that we have to learn about very, very quickly. Like we said, we have to talk about the accounts and strategy, which are things which, as undergrads or even postgraduate students here at King's, we don't necessarily
have experience
in. So it's a very, very, very steep learning curve. But I think with the support from the KCLSU staff, that does come through quite a lot.
Yeah. So. I mean, we're both on the HR subcommittee, and I'm looking forward to joining them because it's something you don't necessarily get experience of in your sort of degree in itself. A lot of times you don't get these experiences, so it's nice to actually have first-hand experience with the lay trustees who are specialists in their field. So I recently got elected by the King's students, and I must say it was the biggest challenge of the year for me anyway. It was really interesting to meet loads of new faces. I underestimated how hard it can be actually talking to people, explaining what the role is, but it was really fulfilling.
So in terms of my engagement with students, as a sabbatical officer, that's the bread and butter of my job. I have to go out and I have to go and I enjoy speaking to students and reps about the issues that are ongoing across university, and me kind of being like the collection point of all this feedback allows me to pick up trends on issues which are going on and take these to the relevant people in the university. In my role as a trustee, however, it's a little bit different. As Mandy's already alluded to, it's not really a representational role in a sense that we are looking at the direction of the union. Now, we can talk to students about where they want to see the union go, and we do lots of consultation processes. Just last year we did a consultation on how liberated the union is for our liberation groups, and that kind of consultation process has fed into the decisions we make at trustee board. So the student engagement as a trustee is a little bit more official because it all has to be legal.
I would definitely recommend Google to find out what the role you're trying to apply for, what it actually entails, and do your research and actually put some time in. It is quite a big commitment. It's not sort of you get the role and that's it, everything's fine. It is a long-term commitment. And also enjoy it, get your friends involved, and not only focus on your friends, but use this chance to meet other students and also on different campuses, because King's is made up of more than just one campus.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think my recommendation is to know what you're going for and know what the issues are. Before I ran for my election in February, I spent a lot of time talking to students from all across the health schools to understand exactly what it was. And because I had a good overview of what was going on, that's where I felt I had the advantage. And that's where most people will win their elections, is because they know what they're talking about.
I think it is being realistic with your time. I mean, campaigning is hard work, and it can take a lot out of you mentally and physically. So it's just important to sort of take breaks and focus on also doing your homework and studies, because you don't want that to fall behind.
Yeah, I think something I wish I kind of reflected on is how much this would take out of me. I think when you think coming to a full-time representational role, that I wouldn't say we walk in the park, I never thought that, but it has taken, it requires more hours than the week gives you to do your job the best way possible. So I think it's just about reflecting on your like you say, your time management skills.
What I will say is that throughout my campaigning, what I found that was not many students knew what a trustee was. I mean, I think I talked over hundreds, maybe one or two actually had a rough idea of what a trustee is, and I think it's important to know before you vote for anyone to actually find out what a trustee does. So as you rightly said, they're not purely representative. They do scrutinise the union's financial, admin and legal responsibilities, making sure they are fulfilling those.